Welcome back to my channel. My name is Portia, and today I'll be talking about sobriety and a few things that have helped me stay sober. Being outside has helped a lot too, because when you're inside, there's so much you could overthink about, and just the TV, and there's just so many different things you could be doing. But when you're outside, your mind relaxes and you could just calm down and not overthink everything as much. Also, initially at first, when I first got sober, I kind of had to not be around people on drugs, but now it doesn't bother me if people are on stuff around me, because I know that my sobriety is more important than getting high. For the longest time, I thought my life was over because I wasted 10 or 11 years doing drugs and drinking. But then look how pretty that is. I was sober for a little bit, and then I realized, life's so much better when you're sober. You could enjoy the little things. When I was drinking and getting high, especially when I was drinking, I would just get bored all the time. I want to go do fucking crazy shit, and now I'm content with just walking on the, excuse me. Now I'm just content walking on the beach and looking at pretty things, or just sitting and looking at the grass and the pretty greens and the different colors. It's just it's great. Another reason I had to kind of stop hanging around people on drugs. When you're around people on drugs or doing activities like drinking or on drugs, their expectations for you are lower, because their expectations are kind of lower, as far as, oh, it's not that bad, it's just a little bit of meth, or it's not that bad, you're not shooting it, or so when you do the drugs, you're like, oh, it's not that bad, I'm not fucking shooting it, so whatever. When I stopped hanging around people like that initially, now I can be around people on drugs and it doesn't bother me. I'm not trying to do them. But initially, it's easier to cut out people that are lowering your expectation, because when you're around people that are okay with something, then you're like, okay, why not? It's only a little bit, but it's not just a little bit. It can be just a little bit of drugs, but the effects it does on you and the prolonged misery, that's all it does, is prolong your misery, or numbs the pain that you're feeling a little bit more for a little bit longer. But when that comes to a head, which it always does, it just hurts that much worse. And it could either be in jail or in the hospital, cotton fever, it could just be anything, and just a lot worse things could happen. This is so beautiful. And I really believe in sharing your drug story. When you're doing better, when you're sober for a while, some people don't expect you to be okay. They don't think it's could be that good. So when you're doing really good and you share these crazy stories, it gives other addicts hope that things can be beautiful again. It just breaks my heart seeing so many people on fucking drugs, because when I was there, it was you're pretending you're having fun or whatever, and it's not fun. It's just this empty, almost the memories attached to who you got high with, or what you did, because you do crazy shit on drugs, but you could do crazy shit sober. Well, not crazy shit, but fun things you could do when you're